Katahdin is calling from Georgia to Maine, more than 2,000 miles. My feet keep me sane with the good days and bad, the joyful and the sad. Adventure awaits without a care or blame.
Hey everybody, it's Gecko here, back with another update video. So the nervousness is getting real. I only got 9 days left before I'm gonna be on the Appalachian Trail. I'm actually traveling the 10th day. So today is Thursday, February 19th. I'll be leaving Saturday, February 28th. So less than 2 weeks. Man. I am ready to be out there. I can't wait. So I did go to REI. I mean, I got my registration done for my car because it expires next month while I'm going to be on trail, so I went ahead and did it now, so it's not sitting here with expired tags or whatever, you know. So I went ahead and did that. Then I went to REI, and I didn't really get much, but I did trade in my Osprey Ether 65 liter pack for a Gregory 50 liter pack. So that dropped a little weight from my base weight. I realized I had the weight of my sleeping bag wrong in my head. I thought it was 4 pounds, but it wasn't. It was 2 pounds, and you're not going to get much lighter than that for a 20-degree bag, so I kept it. I did pick up a pair of actual micro spikes. The ones I ordered off of Amazon were crampons, with big spikes on the bottom of it. That's going to be too much, I believe, for what I need on trail, if anything. This is just in case measure with all the snow and ice that they've been having lately, the past couple of weeks. I kind of looked forward on my weather app for my first week for what is popping up in the, you know, the daily weather extended range. There's going to be one day after I get there that the temperature is going to drop down to the low to mid 30s. I think it said 33. So I'm definitely going to have my cold weather gear. And it's also going to be raining. So I do have some Frog Togs rain gear. But I think I'm also going to take my umbrella. I have a collapsible umbrella. So I'm going to go ahead and take it with me. It may end up in a hiker box eventually. I don't know. But I got that. I also bought a pack duffel. It's a duffel bag that you can put your backpack in. So I'm going to put my backpack in the duffel bag along with the accordion mat and my trekking poles. And that way, you know, none of the straps are hanging out. Nothing's going to get broken on the backpack. And it'll just be a lot easier that way. So I'm going to use that, have it packed in the bottom of my pack. I'll probably like put my sleeping bag in it or something. It's not necessarily waterproof, but it's a heavy canvas, so it is water resistant. And, you know, with my sleeping bag in that, inside my backpack, it should keep most of the water out. If I find out it's not, I'll find a trash bag somewhere and put it in the trash bag and keep it and that in the duffel in my backpack. So as it stands now, I've got everything in there, including my accordion mat right now. So that was just while I was going to be traveling, but now I don't need to have it inside my backpack. It can go in that duffel. So I'm definitely, with this 50-liter bag, going to have enough room for all of my gear and food. And it probably won't be sticking up over my head like it is now with the mat in there. So it's going to be good. So I bought the backpack, and I bought the duffel, and I bought the micro spikes. That's all I got from REI. They did give me like $96 in trade for that Osprey pack, so that was good. Let me go ahead and turn y'all around. So, yeah. I've still got to break down some of my first aid stuff that I bought. I went ahead and got some moleskin, some KT tape, some triple antibiotic ointment, an ACE wrap bandage with the little metal clip, in case I need to wrap an ankle or something. And I got some other odds and ends as well. Another bottle of ibuprofen and a couple of other things. But, you know, there are some things I still have to get. I'm going to keep a little bit of Tylenol flu and cold with me, just in case. Some Imodium, and maybe one or two other things to go in my first aid kit. Beyond that, I mean, that covers the basics. Beyond that, if something pops up, I will stop in a town and pick up what I need. Man, it is hot out here today. It's in the 80s. Ugh. You can see kind of a heat haze. Of course, it might just be my glasses. Oh, nope, there's a haze. So, yeah, I'm gonna, that's it for the first aid. And I still have to get my food. I'm only going to be packing food enough for like 5 days, which is probably too much food. But, you know, just starting out, I don't want to assume I can do it in less than 5 days. I mean, it's only 31 miles from the southern terminus to Neal Gap, which is the first resupply point. But you got to figure there's going to be one day on the approach trail. And then if I do 10 miles a day, that gives me 3 days from the southern terminus to Neal Gap. That's 4 days total. If for some reason I don't do 10 miles per day, that's going to add a day. So that's 5 days. Probably that 5th day being a Nero. And that's a term I didn't cover in my through hiker terminology video. Nero. And almost zero. I don't even think I covered zero. Damn. So a zero is when you're staying at a hostel or a hotel or hell, even your tent, but you're not hiking any positive miles on trail. So you have 0 trail miles hiked for that day. A Nero is when you hike into a town What is that? Is that a bird? There's something in the grass over there. I don't know, might be a ground squirrel, a bird, a rat, mouse, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, a Nero is when you hike very low miles, like 5-7 miles into a town and you take the rest of the day off. So anyway, so that's kind of like the gear update. There shouldn't be any more changes to my gear. Oh, and I went to Walmart and I got a pair of Wrangler outdoor pants. They're kind of a more of like a polyester material, kind of cotton polymer polyester blend. They're kind of stretchy. The cargo pockets have zippers. They're moisture wicking, kind of breathable, but also water resistant. So they should be good on trail. During the cold days, I don't really see them being too cold, but I can always wear my base layer underneath in case it is cold. But if I'm going to be hiking, I'm probably not going to want anything on under the pants. But that does it for my hiking clothes. I'm just going to like wear those pants, my Darn Tough socks, my Ultra Lone Peak 9 waterproof shoes, and probably just a t-shirt. I was thinking maybe my YMCA of the Rockies shirt, or my Estes Park shirt, or my Rocky Mountain National Park shirt. One of the three. I'm not gonna wear my hiking is my retirement shirt, just for the simple fact that it's getting fairly worn. The heat transfer stuff is peeling off, and it's kind of stretched to where the heat transfer picture on it isn't straight anymore. It's kind of cockeyed to one side. So anyway, also I'm going to be wearing my Estes Park hat, the one I'm wearing now. It's going to be my trail hat for now. And then, of course, I have my buff, and I have one of those watch caps, ski hat I can wear if it gets really cold and I need to cover my ears, and the buff just isn't cutting it. I don't know. I've got options, let's put it that way. And I have my wool gloves. And if that's not going to be warm enough, I have my ski gloves, my Polar Extreme ski gloves that I bought at the general store at the Y. So my hands will be warm. I mean, I may have to pull the gloves off the film, but it'll be fine. As far as my Suno music goes, right now I'm going to start making the videos once, you know, on my day 0 and day 1, I'll put some music in the video. if it comes back at any point with copyright restrictions, I may rethink having music in my videos, because if it comes back with copyright hit, I'm not going to fight it right now, because I'm going to be on trail. I won't have the time or the opportunity. So I'm just going to have to not use whatever song that is in any of my videos. And just, you know, keep in mind which song it was so I don't try to use it again. If it happens multiple times, then I'm just not going to have music in my videos at all. I hate that, because that was the whole reason I got into Suno, was to make music for my videos. And, you know, being a paid subscriber, you're supposed to have complete commercial rights to the songs it produces. But again, if Suno is not, if it's sourcing their backing tracks from existing copyrighted material and it's going to be an issue, then they're kind of lying to us who are subscribers, because we're not going to be able to use it. Anyway, that's the plan going forward as far as the music is concerned. See, what else? I mean, there's not really much of anything else going on. I got all of my gear. Like 100%, I got all of my gear now. The only thing that I've got to wait until I get there for is my fuel canister, which I've already bought and paid for with my shuttle ride. He's going to have a fuel canister for me, and I've already paid him for it. When Ron picks me up from the REI at Sandy Springs Station, off the MARTA train, the red line. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get a copy of the AWOL guide for the AT this year, because it shows the elevation gain and loss better, and the distance you have to go to get that elevation change. Far out doesn't really do that. It does, but you have to like interpret the topographical maps, and I do know how to do it. It's just easier to, you know, see it on a side view grid, you know. So it's a little bit of extra weight, but it will be worth it. And plus, I won't have to be pulling out my phone every time I want to see what's coming up, you know. Because I'll know where I've started, and I'll know how many miles I've gone because of my Garmin watch. I'm going to end up having to charge my Garmin watch quite a bit in between resupplies, but it doesn't take hardly any time to recharge, so it won't be that much of a drain on my power bank. So that's the plan where that's concerned. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I was contacted by an individual from New Jersey, Ian Alito, I think is his last name. He works at the Mohican Outdoor Center, which is like 0.5 off trail in New Jersey. And he started a community on the Skool app, S-K-O-O-L. Deer. It's the first time I've seen a deer out here in person while I'm walking. I've seen him out here from the apartment complex, but not while I'm walking. anyway, let's see if I can still see him out there. No, I don't see them. Anyway, it's called Trailbound Collective, and it's just a group of people sharing the wisdom and knowledge that they have learned through hiking. So far there's like 25 to 30 members, and they have really good articles. I mean, Ian, he knows what he's doing. And he also has another like YouTube channel where he interviews hikers. So if I can remember, I'll go ahead and put those links in the about me of this video, or the whatever, you know what I mean. But yeah, the type of articles goes, you know, what you need to pack for a 3-day backpacking trip, or the types of tents that are out there, and how to find out which one's best for you, or backpacks, or water filters, or whatever. There's just a lot of good articles on there, and it's forum based, so you can, you know, make comments and everything. And it's just a really good resource, and it's free so far. I mean, later on down the road, if it gets really, really popular, they may have a fee for it. I don't know. But another thing he's working on is an app. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to steal his thunder. But what he's working on is really cool. I will say that. And it's much needed in the thru hiking community. So, yeah, I got all my gear. I got my transportation to the trail completely paid for and planned out. I just need to get food and a couple of first aid supplies, and that's it. I am ready to go. I am so ready to go. I mean, I've been here since the first week of January. I am bored out of my mind. Pretty much, this is the only time I get to leave the apartment, really. Unless I have some running around I have to do, which I haven't really. And the running around that I've had to do, I've done. So I'm pretty much, I mean, I'll have to get groceries like one more time before I leave, and you know, like 7 packs of cigarettes to hold me over. I might just go ahead and get a carton, and take what's left with me on trail. I just won't have to buy cigarettes for the first couple of resupplies, because I've got the Zens that I'm going to be using mainly. Hold on. All right, and heck, hopefully by the time those cigarettes are gone, I'll be completely on Zen, and I won't need cigarettes anymore. But once I actually get on trail, I'm gonna, at the most, I want to just be smoking like a cigarette when I wake up and a cigarette before I go to bed, and during the rest of the day just be taking the Zen. But hopefully by the time those cigarettes are gone, I won't need tobacco cigarettes anymore. I can just be doing the Zen. And hopefully that will break me of the habit, the action of smoking, which is my main concern when it comes to what I'm addicted to. Sure, I'm addicted to the nicotine, but more so I'm addicted to the act of smoking cigarettes. So, and then once I kick that, you know, weaning myself off the nicotine should be fairly easy, because I don't like taking the pouches. it kind of closes my throat up down below my lungs, above my stomach. It's almost like a cramp, where it feels like, I can't swallow good, but it goes away. And I heard from somebody else that takes Zen that happens when you first start doing it, and then that goes away. But that's the hope. I'm hoping by the time I'm done with this through hike, I'll be completely done with smoking and nicotine altogether. That's the goal. Now, I have been talking a lot with my friend Stacy lately. She's going to be starting the trail a week after me. She's the one that sent me that tent. And she's got all her gear, she's got her food and everything, and she is ready. She's as ready as I am to get out there. But she's doing practice hikes. I haven't gotten around to that yet. Now that I have all of my gear sorted, once I get everything in the pack and on the pack, I'll go ahead and start doing a couple of day hikes up at Purgatory Creek Natural Area. And, get out there and set up my tent and maybe cook me a little pot of coffee or something while I'm out there to get the hang of using the stove, and do some training videos. So this will be the last gear update before I get on trail, barring any unforeseen gear malfunctions during my training. But I hope I don't have to pay for any more gear. As it is now, I'm going to be starting with just a hair less than $8,000, which is kind of below my comfort level. I know they say it only takes $4,000 to $6,000 to hike, and that's with buying gear, but I don't want to get almost to Katahdin and, have just enough to fly home and not enough to complete the through hike, because that would just suck. See fishies out there. See some fishies. That's cool. Oh man, it's hot out here. I am sweating. Oof. I really don't have anything else to talk about. I mean, I just wanted to do this video to kind of update my gear changes, and that I'm done making gear changes. The only other thing is I will be taking my umbrella with me, just for added rain protection. I mean, I've got my Frog Tog rain gear, but if it's gonna be like down around 33 degrees-ish and raining, I want to stay as dry as possible so I can not be hypothermic. I am using my little tripod to hold my phone while I record this, which is what I'm going to be doing while I'm on trail. And I'll have the tripod that I can set the phone on, wrap it around, because it's got the bendable little legs. I can wrap it around stuff instead of putting it on the ground, or I can put it on the ground, and it has a little remote that I can use to start the video when I'm like have it set up and I'm on trail fixing to do a walk by or a walk away or whatever. That way I'm not leaning down, pressing the button and standing up and walking away and getting set and then walking across. I can just go to where I'm starting, push the button and walk, or push the button and walk away, you know, and then I can turn it off before I have to turn around to come back. This just makes editing a lot easier. So another thing I don't need to pick it up now. I do have a pair of AA batteries as spare for my headlamp. I have that black diamond headlamp. I thought I was ordering a rechargeable headlamp when I got it, but it was for rechargeable batteries. And of course it didn't even come with the rechargeable batteries. So they just sold the battery operated headlamp. Anyway. So that's it. I'm basically waiting for my flight. My ex is going to take me to the airport. Probably leave here about 6 or about 5:30 Saturday morning, get there around 6:30-ish. You know, between 6 and 6:30. And my flight doesn't leave till 8, so that gives me plenty of time to check my bag and go through security, you know, smoke my last cigarettes, go through security, and maybe grab a little breakfast in the food court. I don't know. Maybe another cup of coffee. I don't know. I really want, I don't know. We'll figure that out when we actually get to the airport. But it's only a 2-hour flight. It leaves at 8. I get there at 11. Which is, wait a minute. It gets an hour earlier. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock there, is 10 o'clock here. Because they're an hour behind us, or they're an hour ahead of us. So yeah, it's a 2-hour flight. And then I'll have to get my bag from the carousel and then find the MARTA train and find out how to pay for a train ticket. I'm sure there's kiosks there. It's self-explanatory. I'll figure it out when I get there. And then get on the train, and it's about a 45-minute ride to Sandy Springs Station. That puts me, I should get there about, say 11, between 12:30 and 1. And the shuttle's picking me up at 2 at REI across the street. So I'm trying to give myself wiggle room, and, you know, in case I miss a train, you got to wait 15 minutes for the next one. So trying to give myself a little cushion in my times. And it's what, an hour and a half drive to get there. That puts me getting to Amicalola Falls Visitor Center about 3 to 3:30, you know, barring any traffic or accidents. And they don't close till 5, so I should be able to get my hang tag as soon as I get there, and take the little 15-minute AT camp base camp course, the leave no trace stuff you gotta watch. And then I have to find out whether I'm gonna be able to pop up my tent behind the visitor center or not, because they've got that event. It's a gateway weekend or something like that. And they say there's no tent cities, so, but I don't know if that goes for AT through hikers as well. Because usually AT through hikers can camp right behind the visitor center. So if I can't camp there, I'm gonna have to hike up to the first shelter, which is 4 miles, I think, which is Black Gap Shelter. Unless another opportunity presents itself. Who knows? But that would actually give me, going to Black Gap Shelter would give me more trail miles on March 1st than having to do the entire approach trail and just like staying at Springer Mountain Shelter a mile away on my first day. So, you know, day one, I only have 1 trail mile. I'd like to have more than that on day one. But anyway, let me go ahead and flip you around. All right, well, there you can see me a little bit better. I got the sun directly behind me. So that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and say it one of the last few times before I get on trail. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, swipe that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video to Gecko's Trails. And go ahead and share this video and this channel with family, friends, anybody you know who likes through hiking, backpacking, or seasonal work, or wants to learn more about seasonal work. That having been said, y'all stay safe, y'all stay sane, and get out and hike a trail. Even if it's around the block by your house, or a green space in town, national park, state park, get out and get some fresh air and some sunshine. And for you veterans out there, go on recreation.gov, go ahead and get your America the Beautiful Parks Pass. It's lifetime and it's free. You can't get better than free. Well, unless they pay you for it, and they're not going to pay you for it. But at least you don't have to pay them for it. Till next time, bye.